there still seems to be some debate about whether or not what's happening on our southern border is a crisis or not. I mean, it very clearly is, and we have a lot of people and a lot of unattended minors headed toward the border and filling facilities that are supposed to hold maybe 300 or 400 people with 5,000 or 6,000 people. But perhaps this is the most illuminating thing I've seen in a while. This is night vision footage on the border in New Mexico. And this shows some people who are smugglers. They are human smugglers, and they are smuggling some children. And there is a warning attached to this. The Border Patrol just posted this not too long ago. You will see these folks. Here they are. They've climbed to the top of the fence along the border, the wall there, and they're about to start dropping these kids over. Here they are. Ready? Yeah, they're just going to dangle the kid down and plop. Drop this kid down onto the New Mexico side of the U.S. border. You see him bounce around there as he hits. Now he grabs the other kid and says, okay, that's one down. You see the other kid's like laying on the ground just trying to figure out what the hell's happening in his life. They bring child number 2 over and say, all right, we're going to drop you down just like your buddy. Boom. They drop them onto the border in New Mexico. And where do these guys go? They're out of there. They're out of there. These are 2 little tiny kids, and there go the smugglers up into the mountainside there, or the hillside, as they run away from the Border Patrol. Now, thankfully, we have great technology, and they were able to rescue these 2 young kids, aged 3 and 5, that were left miles from the nearest residence. Part of the cruelty of it all, these smugglers who are making millions of dollars a day, some of them, these smugglers just drop them off on the border, and we're supposed to pretend because of politics or whatever that this doesn't make for a crisis. Anytime you have people dropping off kids, babies essentially, at the border because they think that's the best way they're going to gain entry illegally into the United States of America, have a crisis, a major one. And the media was just allowed into this Donna, Texas border facility. Now, this is about what I was telling you. The capacity of this facility is 250 people, but 4,100 people were being held there. And as you can see from this footage here, it is absolutely packed.
Over 4,000 migrants are crammed into one facility, 4 times capacity before the global health crisis.
Space blankets for all.
Most are unaccompanied minors. The Biden administration allowed reporters to tour this processing facility in Donna on Tuesday.
Love the idea that it's not kids in cages because the cages are lined with plastic walls, right?
An executive officer for U.S. Border Patrol in the region, Oscar Escamilla,
look at all those people
said
in there.
Many of the children have gone through long and harrowing journeys on their own.
These cross by themselves. Obviously, the parents...
Look at this. It's a literal... You've got like a play area, a playpen for all of these little kids who have been on a journey just like what you saw and have been dropped off into the United States of America, mostly with nobody to help them out. That is some jarring stuff. And if that's not a crisis, I don't know what is. Now, there are still activists out there saying it's not, like AOC.
They want to say, what about the surge? Well, first of all, just gut check, stop. Anyone who's using the term surge around you consciously is trying to invoke a militaristic frame. And that's a problem because this is not a surge. These are children, and they are not insurgents, and we are not being invaded, which, by the way, is a white supremacist idea.
Right. All that makes sense. She doesn't know the difference between the word surge and insurgent, and I think that's one of the things that's causing her an issue here. Of course it's a crisis. Of course there's a problem. These are kids. Listen to this story. A 4-year-old Honduran boy was found traveling alone near the Rio Grande River that separates Mexico from the United States with no one to claim him. 4 years old, all by himself. He was found unaccompanied among trees and thickets as he walked towards the border. He was close to Reynosa, a Mexican city troubled by violence that's across from McAllen, Texas. A group of 3 mothers and 6 children were located in the same area, but none of the adults took responsibility for the boy or acknowledged him as a relative. And this is just one of thousands of children. And in fact, they expect millions of migrants at the U.S.-Mexico border this year. So when I see things like this stunning footage that the Border Patrol has posted, and I see these smugglers dropping kids into the United States of America. You can call it a million different things if you'd like to, but this looks like a crisis to me. And if we don't care about kids who are not old enough to take care of themselves, who are we to care about? What do you think about this? Is it a crisis, or is it whatever AOC said? What do you think about this video, and how bad do you think this is going to get along the southern border? Let me know. I always read your comments. It gets crazy in the comments sometimes, but that's part of the process here. And if you haven't followed the page, do so now if you don't mind. Go to facebook.com/thenewsjunkie and hit that follow button. And over on YouTube, you can hit subscribe, and these videos will come at you every single day. Whatever the big topic is, we'll have something for you each and every day right here on the channel. Thank you for that, and we'll talk to you again soon.